This year, we celebrated 100 years of a police car. And the first car, which is a police one, was made by in 1925. So let's get started with the evolution. And remember, the evolution of a police car was made by AI past to future. And then, here's the first car what was ever created. It was created by in 1925, and it's 100 years old. And then, 14 years later, it changes. After the first car was created, the second police car was ever made. The second one was made over by in 1939, and it was 86 years old. And then, 10 years later, it changes. After the second car was created, the third police car was created. It was made in 1949, and it's 76 years old. And then, 9 years later, it changes. And then, after the third police car was created, the fourth police car was created. The fourth police car was made in 1958, and it's 67 years old. 11 years later, it changes. After the fourth police car was created, the fifth police car was created. It was made in 1969, and it's 56 years old. Dang, that's when Steve was 0. And then, 6 years later, it changes. After the fifth police car was created, the sixth police car was created. It was made in 1975, and it's 50 years old. And 12 years later, it changes. After the sixth police car was created, the seventh police car was created. It was made in 1987, and it's 38 years old. And then, another 9 years later, it changes. After the seventh police car was created, the eighth police car was created. It was made in 1996, and it was 29 years old. Dang, that's when Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64 came out. And then, 18 years later, it changes. After the eighth police car was created, the ninth police car was created. It was made in 2014, and it's 11 years old. And 4 years later, it changes. After the ninth police car was created, the 10th police car was created. It was made in 2018, and it's 7 years old. And 7 years later, it changes. After the 10th police car was created, the 11th police car was created. It was made this year, and it's 0 years old. And there's no how many years later it changes. So, it's the end of the evolution of the police car. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And then I'll just end the evolution of a police car, so I won't have to do it again.